Hey, what's up, you guys? It's about time I did another update, especially after I opened up my place to some rescues. You'd be kind of surprised at the things that people actually are getting rid of in reference to the value of the snake on its own, not including it being an animal in the first place. But first up is... Okay, she's not being weird. Is a Colombian boa. She is about 2 years old, and she measures in at about roughly 4.5 feet. For the most part, she's really calm, but I won't lie, she's easily the most aggressive feeder I've had the luxury of working with, and she is the only snake that's bitten me, and it wasn't that fun, but nonetheless, it's not a big deal. She's still nameless. So, as much as that bugs me, if anybody's got any ideas, feel free to leave name ideas in a comment or something. And if they are retarded ones like dickhole or anything stupid like that, I'm going to delete it. But, nonetheless, there she is. Now, let's move on to the rest. Another new addition would be my Amazon tree boa. Her name's Athena, and she's a garden phase. She might strike the camera, so don't be alarmed. She's relatively calm for a tree boa, considering, but I just don't like getting bit, so I don't handle her too much. Yeah, see, I just touched her tail, and she's gonna... Anyways... They're not that difficult to take care of, as long as you do your homework before you get one. You need to keep high humidity levels and so on. But they're definitely interesting, if nothing else. They're definitely different to look at compared to a lot of the other snakes that you see commonly in the trade. But, oh well. And then, right here we got a small snowcorn hatchling. He is about 4 months old, almost 5, and he's in the very back of this thing, and he's actually curled up all the way inside of here. So I'm going to leave him there. But for those of you who don't know what a snowcorn snake looks like, when they're babies, they're all pink and white. So girls tend to think they're cute and stuff. So if any of you guys are trying to work on your girlfriends, getting them to be okay with snakes, that'd be a good start. Start with a cute little corn snake. Then over here we have an Arizona local named Brahma. He is an Arizona mountain king. He might literally be the calmest snake I have. There's not an aggressive bone in his body, and I'm not sure if I touched base with it in the Visionarium video, but he got scratched up pretty good a while ago back after he got loose, and it's actually healing really well. It was just a matter of using just some normal Neosporin without pain relief additives in it. So there he is. Now we're gonna go back over here. I didn't think about this. Whoops. Then we'll go back to my other king snake. Her name is Shiva. She is a white-sided Brooks king. And she is a little bit of a troublemaker. If there's a way to get out of something, she'll find it. But let's make sure she's in here. Ugh. There you go. Honestly, she was really, really cool. I think she's probably one of the prettier snakes I have, as far as coloration and pattern. But she also has one of the weirdest temperaments as well. Like, there's some points where she just doesn't want anything to do with anybody touching her, so she'll actually rattle her tail and act like a rattlesnake, thinking she's cool shit. She even does it when she eats, too. It's kind of weird. She'll strike it over and over again, but she won't curl up on it. She won't constrict it right away. But put her back. And if you guys were wondering why I had the random book and a food dish on top of the tank, it's because she already managed to get loose out of this freaking 10-gallon since I moved her into the 10-gallon. Oops. But nonetheless, get that put away for now. Alright, now she's situated again. This nice big old tank is actually one of 2 tanks that were donated to me. And it's kind of nice because, well, one, it looks a lot nicer on top of a dresser. But it's really cool because it's not very often you see people that are willing to part ways with something like this, especially after putting the money into getting it custom made. And in here we have the beginning of my whole entire snake collection. We have my female named Ruby. She's coming up on 3 years now. I think she should weigh in at about 300 grams now. She was at 280 last time I weighed her, and I weighed her like 2 or 3 months ago. So she should be at 300 by now. And lengthwise, she probably comes in at about 4.5 feet, give or take. And she's really jittery. I'm not sure why. I normally have her out. But, nonetheless, she's the very first snake I ever got. And then, I'm not going to put everybody away as I go. Here is Onyx. He is my ghost corn. He's also my breeding male for Ruby. Oh, she's kind of taking up the camera. Oof. So, with that said, he is hypomelanistic and anerythristic. And I plan on doing a video that'll break down what all these technical terms mean. Because there is a method to the madness, as some would call it. But, nonetheless, let me get them situated in their corner again. This tank is definitely a lot bigger than they would need normally, but for me, it's kind of a rule of thumb for me because there's 3 adults in here, and I had them all in a 40-gallon tank, as you guys can see in my old... Get off. Come on, Ruby. Stop being difficult. In my other video. And then on this side, I just got this tank set up last night, and everybody's already kind of established where they like to hang out. Ruby and Onyx prefer the heat pad. That's under this side, and Amy has a preference, and Amy is short for amethyst, and she's my adult pewter corn. She's taken a liking to the heat lamp side that cools down at night. So, there's the heat lamp. Amy is a pewter corn snake, which means she's charcoal and diffused. Sorry. The diffused aspect of the genes is due to the clear underbelly. Got a little scratch on your belly. It's probably from feeding, but nonetheless, she's about the same age as the other 2. They're all coming up on about 3 years old. And with that said, let's get her situated again. Assuming she will even go back to her tank. Alright. Now, here are 2 of 3 rescues that I just recently did. All from the same house, strangely enough. We got a couple ball pythons. I'm a little ball python stupid as far as morphs and everything. But nonetheless, I know this big guy is pretty much just a normal. There's nothing really elaborate or special about his color pattern. He's got a nice one, but it's not anything high priced or anything weird like that. He is a little head shy, but other than that, he's really, really calm. I'm not used to having snakes that are... I'm not used to handling snakes that are so immobile, I guess you could say. Because I'm used to the corn snakes, the king snakes. Oh my gosh, let go of my wrist. Oh, he's got a good hold on my wrist. I'm still working on getting him to eat. I've only had him for a little less than a week, and he was being a pain in the ass. But I was warned that he's not eating very well. And then this slightly smaller one, if I'm not mistaken, he kind of looks like some of the Mojaves I've looked at online and everything. So I'm not sure if he may be Mojave of some sort. But he's actually already up for adoption. And if I could keep him, I would, but I don't like holding on to a bunch of males with snakes that can be cohabbed, because you shouldn't be cohabbing males. Then they don't have any issues, so I'm just going with how they're originally maintained, because I didn't want to stress them out any more than they're probably already stressed out. And then the other part of the adoption, which was actually a big deal, was another ball python from the same person. But look at this little beauty. Come here. This little guy is nameless, but he is not going to be getting rehomed. I'm actually going to keep him and add him to my collection. An albino ball python. I had a couple people comment on... you can't see it in the camera very well. Actually, yeah, you can. See those white outlines along the bottom half of his pattern along his whole body? I had a girl comment on it to me when I went into the shop to have the owner take a look at him, because he actually had a prolapse hemipene. And strangely enough, I don't know if the person even tried to take care of it, but I put on some warm, damp paper towels, and it actually took care of it. Swelling went down, went away, and everything. He does stress out really easy, so I'm pretty sure that's probably why he prolapsed. And because he stresses so easy, I would put money on it being partially a male thing, because he's set up right next to the two big guys. And in some cases that can stress the snake out, and they'll do it as a defense mechanism or some sort for whatever reason. Don't know how that helps, but nonetheless, that covers the collection. Aries and Hera, my Tessera corn, and his sister, the potential red factor or blood red, they are in Las Vegas with my mom, because she's going to be taking everything over for me for a few years during college. So she wants to kind of wean her way into it. She wants to get used to it, so she's slowly picking up people as she comes out and visits. But nonetheless, with that all said and done, take it easy, you guys, and I will start doing care videos and everything for the ball pythons, the king snakes, and once I get more comfortable and a little bit more knowledgeable, I'll also start doing care videos for Amazon tree boas. Take it easy, you guys.